Lord Rama sits in his palace, deep in thought, when his royal ring slips from his finger and tumbles into a microscopic crack. He immediately turns to his most loyal protector, Hanuman, issuing a simple command: retrieve the ring. Without hesitation, Hanuman shrinks his physical form to the size of an insect and dives straight into the earth, chasing the glimmering gold into the darkness. On the surface, this looks like a clumsy accident, but why would an all-knowing deity rely on a parlor trick to send his most powerful guardian on a wild goose chase? Rama fundamentally required his protector to be elsewhere. As long as his protector stood at the gate, the natural progression of time had reached a standstill, making the transition of the ages physically impossible. To understand the scale of this problem, we have to look at the underworld. The current timeline, the Treta Yuga, is scheduled to end, but the administrative bureaucracy of Yamlok is entirely gridlocked because the mortality rate in Ayodhya has suddenly dropped to 0. The messengers of death report a terrifying anomaly to their king. Every time they approach the gates of Ayodhya to collect a soul, a blinding aura radiating from a single Honor guard physically incinerates them. They cannot even step foot inside the city limits. Yamraj, the god of death, laughs at the report. He refuses to accept that a mortal guard can halt the flow of time. Annoyed by the delay, he mounts his buffalo and marches on Ayodhya to extract Lord Rama himself. The ultimate enforcer of mortality is forced to abandon his throne to personally troubleshoot a localized immortality glitch caused by one very dedicated devotee. Yamraj arrives at the main gates of Ayodhya, fully expecting to walk right in. Instead, he is politely intercepted by Hanuman, who greets him with folded hands and absolute refusal. Death lays out his legal argument. He cites the cosmic ledger, explaining that Lord Rama's allotted time on Earth has mathematically expired. The paperwork is finalized. Death must collect him. Hanuman counters with a much stricter law. He explains that without Lord Rama's explicit personal permission, death has 0 jurisdiction in this city. Yamraj loses his patience. He swings his massive divine mace to crush the guard. Hanuman raises his own weapon, and when the two collide, Death's mace instantly shatters into thousands of pieces. Yamraj hurls his divine sword directly at Hanuman's chest. Hanuman calmly catches the blade midair and crushes the divine metal to dust with his bare hands. Yamraj stares at the dust in his palms. His weapons, designed to end any life in the 3 worlds, have failed to even scratch this guard. He realizes he is facing a force that simply does not answer to the laws of destruction. Desperate to reclaim his authority, Yamraj summons the Yamdand, his ultimate, inescapable weapon. When the Yamdand is thrown, mortality is guaranteed. As the weapon approaches, Hanuman doesn't dodge. Instead, he expands. His physical form grows rapidly to colossal proportions, swelling until Death himself looks like an insect standing in his shadow. Hanuman opens his jaws and casually swallows it. The ultimate weapon of death disappears like a candle pinched out between 2 fingers. Shaking, humiliated, and physically broken, Yamraj retreats from the battlefield. The king of the underworld has lost a fight for a soul. Back inside the palace, Lord Rama feels the tremor of this victory and realizes his severe paradox. He is ready to conclude his earthly existence, but he cannot die. His protector will rip death apart before letting him near the throne. The cosmic deadlock is absolute. The standard rules of time cannot brute force their way past Hanuman. Rama realizes the only way to leave this world is to engineer a loophole to trick his own guardian. Which brings us back to the falling ring. Hanuman chases the impossibly fast piece of gold deep into the earth, eventually emerging into a glowing cavern inside the netherworld's Sumeru Mountains. Sitting in the cavern is a massive, ancient Fanar. When Hanuman asks for the ring, the figure introduces himself as the Hanuman of the previous Kalpa, an entire cosmic age that ended long ago. The ancient Hanuman points to the cavern floor. There lies a towering mountain made of millions of identical golden rings. The ancient guardian explains the mechanics of the trick. Every single time a Rama incarnation must leave the earth, he drops that exact ring down that exact crack to trap his guardian in an endless pursuit. This diagram shows exactly how the universe handles this problem across the eons. In every cyclical timeline loop, or kalpa, A ring drops at the exact same chronological point. Hanuman's devotion is so powerful that reality requires a multi-eon trap to bypass him. The moment Hanuman is distracted counting rings in the netherworld, the cosmic bottleneck clears. Yamraj immediately disguises himself and sneaks into Ayodhya. The dominoes fall rapidly. A hot-tempered sage arrives, threatening to curse the entire city. To prevent disaster, Lakshman breaks a vow, forcing his own exile, which officially signals the conclusion of Lord Rama's time on Earth. When Hanuman finally returns to the surface, he sees Rama preparing to depart. His initial flash of anger quickly melts into peace. He understands that the entire diversion was a leela, a divine play perfectly orchestrated by his Lord. Destiny and time drive the engine of the universe, but they must resort to deception when faced with the immovable strength of such devotion.